Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to do an update. I've been really busy, but I thought I would just take a moment this morning to let you know how my braces have been going since I got my bottom brackets on. Um, Overall, it's going all right. It's really kind of bothering me that my teeth are sticking out so far. If you can tell, they have, I don't know if you can see that, but you can see how far they've stuck out and how far they're pushing out on my lips. Um, I know it's temporary, and I know it's going to be better, but it's annoying. I'm speaking much better than I was before. The first few days getting the bottom brackets on were really awful. I will tell you that the bottom brackets, I learned a lot and had a very good learning experience. What happened is I had an appointment to get my bottom brackets on with my orthodontist. And like I said, I really like my orthodontist. Unfortunately, they called a few days before that and said he had to go out of town. But there was an associate orthodontist there, and she could help do this stuff. At first I said no, I would rather have my orthodontist do it. So then I hung up and thought, wait a second, the next appointment's going to be in a month. And that means that it'll be a month longer for me to have braces on. So I called back and I said, does that mean if I have to wait a month for my appointment to get my bottom brackets on, is it going to delay me getting them off a month? And she said, yes. So I said, okay, let's just go ahead and do it. Well, I wish I had not done that. The associate orthodontist was actually very nice. She just didn't have the I guess you call it bedside manner that the orthodontist I chose did. She didn't explain anything, didn't go over anything with me. And most of the time, other than her actually placing the brackets on my teeth, the dental assistant or orthodontic assistant, or whatever they call them, did the rest. If you look, and I'm not sure if you can see it, there I have a crown and I have a band placed on the crown. So when they placed the band on the crown, there was a lot of glue left. And I told them, I said, there's a whole lot of glue on there, and it was sticking up. And she said, well, that's just there to keep the band in place. So I figured she knew what she was talking about. And then she had a really difficult time putting my wires on through the brackets. Now, I have two different types of brackets on. My bottom ones are the Innovation R, which they have little doors and it snaps shut again, so I don't have to use the rubber bands. And supposedly it makes it faster to have your treatment. We'll see. But right now, I at least don't have all the rubber bands. So when it was all done, it was extremely hard to talk. I told them, I said, I can't even clench my jaws. There's a gap in between. And all they said was, eat a lot of soft food. So I said, okay. And that was our whole conversation. Well, almost immediately, I got a huge sore under my tongue. And not a canker sore or anything, but it was a huge sore. And it was all this glue that was on top of holding my band in was cutting into my tongue. And I kept thinking, okay, I'm going to get used to it. It's going to get better. Because the first few days of getting brackets on, you use tons of either wax or dental silicone. And I don't use it hardly at all anymore. But your mouth does get used to the brackets. But at first it is quite an adjustment. And let me tell you, use that, whether you use wax or dental silicone, use it. And use a lot of it. I especially used it at night until your mouth gets used to the brackets and the braces. And the wires. But back to my story. Then I noticed, well, I had to go out of town again. And so I noticed that my wires were not all in my brackets. And I'd called, and the orthodontist called me back. And right before I went to the out on my trip, I called and I was telling them that no matter what I did, no matter how much wax or dental silicone I put on my back bracket, my tongue had this huge sore under it, and it was right against that area. And he told me, because I was going out of town and I didn't have time to go in then, that when I got back, if it was still bothering me, to let him know. And during the time I was out of town, it got so bad, it hurt to brush my teeth. Even the toothpaste, I did everything I was supposed to. I was peroxide rinsing, I was using warm saltwater rinses, and it wasn't getting better. So finally I took a nail file and I filed off all that glue. And when I did that, within a couple days, the sore was gone. So long story short, well, I don't know if it's short, but anyway, long story, when I got back from being out of town, I went back and saw my orthodontist, and two of my wires were not, or two of my brackets didn't have the wires in it, and he took a long time to explain everything that was going on. He explained why I couldn't bite the way I was used to, and why everything was like it was, and he fixed it so that the wires went into the brackets and held correctly, and he just took the time to explain, and that's one of the reasons I chose him. So my advice is, if you find an orthodontist that you really like, and for whatever reason he cannot do the work, even if it means you have to have your brackets or your braces on an extra month, don't let somebody else do it. I mean, it just was not a good experience. I'm sure that they're very nice people, but I chose this orthodontist, and part of the reason I did is because of how he explains, and that way I understand what's going on. My bite changes almost every day. That's something that is really annoying. I still can't bring my back teeth together all the way, but I'm learning to eat food that way. I will tell you, getting braces has been the best diet I've ever been on. So, just so you can see how my braces on my bottom look now, you can see that they actually have started straightening out. It's kind of amazing to watch how they straighten out. I realize that a lot of work still has to be done, and these are being pushed out so these can be corrected. And if you notice, this side of my mouth, my teeth are further down than this side. I don't know if you can see that, but it's been interesting. Overall, the dental silicone did not work when I was having problems with this back band. That's the only time I've ever used the wax, and the only time I would recommend using the wax is because of the band, and the way the dental silicone works is it grabs and wraps around your brackets to hold. The wax is the only thing that would hold back here, and when I was having so much problems with the glue, and so I did use wax there. It was really annoying to use a wax because I'm a coffee drinker, and you drink coffee and it melts it, and it flakes, and you eat. It just, the dental silicone I really prefer, but in a case where it doesn't have anything to grasp onto, and in this case it didn't, because the inside of the band, it doesn't have anything to grasp onto, and so the wax was the only thing that would work back there. So I guess there are times that wax is necessary, works better, but I would still say the dental silicone works 1,000 times better and is 1,000 times more comfortable than the wax, especially if you like hot drinks. Eating anything, it just doesn't flake. Well, that's my update on how my braces are going. I know that they have really changed my face shape a little bit, and a lot of it has to do with them being pushing this part out, but in the long run everything will be pulled back and I will be happy. So know that as you go through braces, if you decide to go through braces, there will be times that you may not like the way your lips look or your face looks, but it's going to be worth it. That's what I keep telling myself. It's been almost 5 months, and I still have probably another 15 months to go, but I am encouraged by already seeing improvement. And when I was out of town, I actually had some family pictures taken, and even with my braces, it was the first time that I actually liked my smile, because when I smile now, you don't see so much of my gums and everything. It actually, in the pictures, and because I have the cosmetic top, you can't really see the braces from a distance with the cosmetic coloring, with the ceramic brackets up top. You really couldn't see the braces in the family pictures, and they really looked nice. And it was the first time I actually liked my smile, and I'm nowhere near finished with getting it done. So that's encouraging. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. If not, wherever you are, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will update you soon. Thanks.